Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I thought we would take the time today to go through another episode of questions that are frequently asked on my channel and, kind of provide you with those answers and a little bit of insight in terms of what people are thinking about, what they're looking for in terms of guidance from somebody who knows a little bit about fishing reels, and some things to get you on track. And a lot of times, most of these questions are very straightforward, and they apply to more than just one individual looking for a certain part or piece of information. So I thought I would take a minute here, share those with you, and welcome any questions for future episodes. And let's see what everybody has on mind. Let's see if I can help them, help you, and just trying to make it entertaining for a little bit. All right, the first question came in. It was a question about removing the rotor on a Mitchell 308. Well, I have this Mitchell 308 here. It doesn't have the spool, doesn't have a handle, which the knob broke off of. And, the question wasn't the open door piece here, but you do need to remove the axle shaft in order to remove the rotor. So let's do that. You open this up. You can see this is one that hasn't been serviced. It's got the crosswind block held in by 2 pins. If you remove that little clip, you can remove our shaft. I'm just going to put these pieces in a tray for now. You can see why this 308 is so popular. It's got the planetary drive of the bigger 302. And a lot of folks like that. All right, well, this is where the viewer got to. He said, I managed to take my rotor nut off. And with most reels, if you remove the rotor nut, you can remove the rotor. Well, that doesn't happen here. And they said, well, what do you have to do? Well, there's actually 2 things to removing this rotor. I'll deal with the one that says get the rotor bowl off. But if you want to remove the rotor and separate it from the pinion gear, you need to hold tight onto your handle, and this will unscrew in a counterclockwise manner, like this. But it's a screw on, it's not a pull up and off that you find on a lot of reels. So that's part 1. That's one of the ways that you can remove the rotor. And put that back on now. And we'll address the other one, which is the notion of how do I remove the rotor and pinion gear through this. So you can see that this has got a little tight bail right now. That's all dirt. But okay, so how do we do that then if it doesn't pull up and out? Well, if you look very closely at your reel, you're going to find that there is a little set screw right here. I don't know how well you can see it. This one's probably can't see too much because, well, it's all covered in dirt and debris, and I imagine that's what's happening with theirs. A little set screw. Just back that out. There's 2 different flavors of these set screws. You may have one that has a long shaft. You may have one that has a short one. Don't worry too much about that. The function is that inside that rotor, there's the pinion gear that's attached. Attached pinion gear has a little slot, and that little slot is where that shaft of the arm lies, and that's going to enable you to slide it in or out. I'm looking for a little pliers that I normally have on my table. Here it is. Ignore the obvious. Okay, and pull that out, and you'll see that this one has a long shaft to it. And once you remove that set screw, you can pull up and out on that rotor. And here's that little groove I was referring to right there. This, from the outside, this is going to kind of come into that groove there and lock that in. I hope you can see that. Okay, you want to do it that way, and you want to do it where you roll off the bowl if that's what you need to do. What you don't want to do on this, let's see if I can get this down, is remove the nut. There's a nut here. It's in the collar. And you remove that. These are free spooling bearings inside here. And if you pull that bearing out, just be prepared to get on your hands and knees and search all around for them, because it's not a sealed bearing at all. The tracks of this bearing are different, and well, just be aware that if you take that assembly apart, those bearings are loose, and it could cause you problems. All right, I've got other questions to answer. I'll go put that away and go put it back together after the video. So that was the first one. I hope that helps. All right, second question is an interesting one as well. It says, this one comes in from Ronaldo, and it says, as you may know, there used to be a book that a lot of car junkyards use to cross-reference parts. Yeah, I know that. You know, you could find a starter from a Chevy would fit an Oldsmobile, would fit a Pontiac. You would find fuses that might go across many brands and the like. Does anything like that exist for fishing reels? Well, I guess the short-term answer is no. We'll kind of be quick about that. If there is, I am unaware of it. But just like batteries work in more than one type of a vehicle, headlight bulbs work in more than one type of a vehicle, some of the more generic kind of wear-out types of things, there are parts that will be interchangeable between reels and between manufacturers. And I guess that's trial and error to find out. I'm not aware of any resource that's available to tell you that. But for example, if you're looking for side plate or fishing reel bearings for a reel like this, this is not the only reel that would use those bearings. Bearings are typically measured by size, and the sizes typically are an inner diameter, an outer diameter, and a height, and they go across many fishing reels. So know which ones are your generic. Same thing with drag washers. If you measure the inner and outer diameters of the drag washers, and if you and the width, for example, here's one off of a Penn reel. If you measure that inner diameter, the outer diameter, and the width, you should be able to find a replacement from somebody who's selling drag washers by size. Back to that parts question, what's interchangeable? I frequently get asked where are places that I can purchase parts. Let's just stay with one of them because we're talking about drag washers. There's a company out there called smoothdrag.com, and those folks sell washers by size. So if you don't have the specific one available, or if you look up on the internet and it says that it's out of stock or doesn't provide them anymore, try Smooth Drag by size rather than by make and model, and you should be okay. They also sell bearings. Another source for bearings is bocabearings.com. They can help you by size as well. So don't know about the cross-reference. If anybody does know that, please let me know. All right, next one comes in from Antonio. He's out on the West Coast. He does wonderful work with fishing reels. He's actually designed a travel kit for servicing reels. It's a box that I want to say is about 2 feet wide, 20 inches deep maybe, with a lid. He carries all of his tools and oils and commonly used things for reel repair. And he can actually go out on the road and provide some service to folks that may not have the opportunity to bring the reels to him or want to send them in the mail or something like that. So it's kind of a portable workstation. And we correspond from time to time. And he's giving me a hint here. He's saying, here's a tip. Use Ballastrol to clean leather drag washers. He said it's German-made. Probably most likely for World War II, for machine guns and war equipment. It's a multi-purpose juice since 1904. It's an amazing product that will help you to refurbish and restore your drag washers. Well, that might be worth a tip. I think I'm going to look up on that and see what I can find. Well, I want to keep these episodes short. I value your time. And, well, I hope you've learned on that Mitchell how to take that bowl off. I hope you've learned a little bit about the sourcing of parts and a little bit about a tip here on a product to use for reconditioning leather drag washers. We'll be back with another episode of this. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will see if I can help address those questions for you, get you some answers, and provide you some tips and techniques on the art of fishing reel repair. I would be remiss if I didn't end the episode by thanking our first responders, our police, fire, safety, rescue, EMTs, everybody who puts their lives on the line every day for our public safety. I want to thank you for watching, encourage you to ask questions. That's the way we learn, and wish you great days on the water and fun fishing. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.